signs you could have stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Okay, today is July 21st, 2022. It is 3:30 a.m. This is video number 2. That was the last prayer that I did on video 1. And this is my back end. New subscribers, welcome. New members, thank you for supporting me. All right, so let's go on Twitter. That was the last tweet that I shared. Let's see this. The squad making fun of the others. I would really like my faves to start doing more in public now. This is for the others, the Avengers, who's begging for the other ones to do something to match Harry and Meghan's level. Right? If they are having nervous breakdown, now imagine when Meghan decided to start doing events publicly. Omid said the book and podcast are completed. We are eating good this year. Oh, really? Okay. That's my one. That's the squad. Next tweet. Alright. Every time Harry trends, I will post this TikTok. My word is my bond. Abortion is healthcare. Alright. Opposed to nothing. Meghan and Harry Oprah. This is so funny. Oh my god. I watch this over and over again. Each time I watch it, I still laugh about it. I'm telling you, the squad or something. I know a time will come when this won't make me LOL, but I'm not there yet. No, me, the squad kept laughing. It's so hard not to laugh, even though I've watched and repost a number of times. I am still following the rules. Retweet. Okay, this never gets old. I, for one, am grateful to you for doing so, and I will repost but not disclose how many times I rewatched it, the squad. How is this always hilarious every single time? Still hilarious. The slide whistles get me every damn time. Pretty sure it's a bunch of recorders, and I know this not because I had 4. Never felt so amused. Okay, so the squad were laughing about it. Let me just retweet it. I did yesterday, but one more time would not hurt. Next tweet. I retweeted without saying anything. Alright, so let's see here. Okay, there's a video that I was doing and I mentioned Dr. Shola, and I got the wrong link, but this is it. Alright, let's see here. Kemi Bednarch is not a Nigerian what Obama is to Kenya. She's no cause for celebration. Representation is good, but not substitute for substance. On Nigerian, that's this, Arise News, about her bid for MP. PS is uncontested, but sounds like I said contested. Alright, let's see here. 2 minutes and 19 seconds.
Let's get your immediate sentiments about Kemi Bednarch.
We must, in politics and in every sphere of our society, have the right representation, because for the longest time, the norm has been just having white people. So to see the lineup of ethnic minorities, whether it was Kemi Bednarch, Rishi Sunak, Sadi Javid, Nadine Zahawi, to put themselves forward, representation, that is good. But the next crucial step has to be substance. And so when it comes to...
She is spot on. She is spot on. You don't just vote just because the person is black or it's whatever race. What is those people have in common with your values? Are they representing some of the values that you cherish? You're not gonna get 100%, but what do they stand for? It's not just because of black and white. When you look at, for instance, what's his I forgot his name, so forget the topic because I can't think of the name. I'm seeing the face, but I can't think of the name. Let's listen.
Substance, the question has to be, why should I vote for you? Because I'm not going to vote and support you simply because we share the same race, gender, sex, ethnicity. My vote is way too precious for that, because my vote is the most powerful form of democratic representation that I have. When you see,
I hope a lot of people recognize that, what she just said here. Your vote is the most powerful thing you have to be part of the democratic process. Okay, I hope a lot of people recognize that. All right.
See what Kemi stands for. That for me is everything I've been fighting against, everything I've been campaigning against. So whether it's on the issue that she has made the cornerstone of her political career and her campaign for prime minister, her cornerstone is based on culture war. It's based on being anti-woke. It's based on denying systemic racism exists in the United Kingdom, in undermining LGBT plus rights. This goes against what I believe. So I'm like, how can I possibly support somebody who is bringing up issues that I know I stand against? Because if this was a different politician, it was a white politician, I did the same with Boris Johnson, I would speak out against them. People are excited because, okay, it's an ethnic minority, okay, it's a woman. Again, that's representation. But you need to be looking at substance, people. You need to be taking a look at, what they stand for, their competencies and policies.
Competencies and policies. Or her policies align with yours. And I'm pretty sure a lot of white people will want to align with her because she's supporting their racist views. But I don't think she won that. I think it's Sunak and another white lady who's fighting for the next PM.
Does not match up with what you believe. How can you possibly support it? Kemi Bednarch right now, racist and white supremacists have found a kindred spirit in her. because she denies systemic racism exists, because she says things like white privilege should not be taught as a contested fact. Because each time she speaks about Nigeria, if you listen to her when she speaks about Nigeria, she talks about Nigeria in very disparaging tone.
Yeah.
None of the other contenders speak disparagingly of India, Pakistan, or Iraq. So why does she always do this? This is what you should be.
That's very painful. Very painful. Very painful to go back to your roots to disparaging them. Wow. But the others, they don't. They don't. Wow. That's very telling. I mean, I don't know much about the UK politics to know some of the things she says, but I'll take Dr. Shula's word for it because she tells the truth.
Thinking about.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, there's more. Okay, Minister for Equality is my foot. What Kemi Badenoch does well is racial gatekeeping. It's not difference of opinion when you use your power and influence to legitimize oppression and marginalize of others. Full clip. All right. 2 minutes and 11 seconds. So she's still going.
So whether she gets to the next best position in the cabinet or she becomes prime minister, I think what you will find is that Kemi Badenoch is strategically using her black identity, using herself as a voice for the culture war, a voice for the far right to drive her ambition. Ambition is not a bad thing. I mean, Nigerians, we are very ambitious, right?
Yep.
And when you talked about, but your ambition should not come at the cost of throwing people under the bus. And some people watching this right now will go, oh, you just don't like her because she has a difference of opinion. No, this is not about a difference of opinion. I think James Baldwin, the American author, put it best. He said, we can disagree and still love each other, except where your disagreement denies my humanity. And basically, it's promoting my oppression. That is no longer a difference of opinion. What Kemi Badenoch does is racial gatekeeping.
Wow.
What she's doing is racial gatekeeping. And that I would not stand for. The same energy I used to fight and campaign against racists is what I'm going to use to campaign against what she stands for.
All right, Dr. Shola, I'm reaching desperately.
That's why I love her. That's why I love her. I'm so happy the scribe brought it to my spirit because I never knew she existed. I think I'm following her. Yep, I'm following her. The minute I listened to one of her videos, the squad share, I was like, what? And from there on, I went on YouTube, watched her TED Talk and all of that. She's very good.
For some positives here. I mean, of course, we were having a conversation in studio before you came on. Let's get a fair assessment from you on her role as former Equalities Minister. For people on the outside, is there anything you could say she did right or well in that capacity?
Are you kidding me? Listen, Kemi was a former Minister of Equalities. Do you know what I call her? I call her the Minister of No Equalities. In her role, she, as I said, she denies systemic racism exists. She undermined LGBT plus rights. And she's meant to be the Minister of Equality. She did not do anything positive as Minister for Equalities.
She's paying attention. Dr. Shula pays attention. Good, good, good.
That's the point. There's a wide range of issues that pertains to her. She supports the Rwanda policy to take people who are vulnerable and to drive them off to Rwanda, to treat them so inhumanely.
Wow.
So whether
paying attention is good, people. Paying attention. All right. There's this to Sanak, Caroline Joy Cooper, Advocate Network Jamaica. Never rejoice about a person that looks like you until you find out what they bring to the table. This woman sees herself as a white, which is fine. However, she brings her race out when it sought her. Every camp has a dude. Okay, every camp has a judge sitting at the table. Kemi B. Okay, after Kemi's question to Rishi, I could see he was uncomfortable. She is the reason he has pulled out of the debate. Okay, I don't know. I wasn't really following that close. I actually agree with you overall message. It should be about substance, not simply diversity. The problem is that your view on Kemi Badenoch is usually biased based on your values and principle. For the many who share conservative values. She has substance. It's about perspective. That is true. Okay, well, we all have a diverging perspective. Kemi B is right-wing. The Tory party isn't a right-wing party, but they are heavily influenced by ERG. Brexit was their triumph. But do you think they can run a country in rhetoric? They have failed so far. No policy direction, just Brexit. Okay. Remember, they fool the people to vote against their own interests. But let me move on. Okay? Ooh, almost. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is Prince Harry. Oh, I mentioned that on video 1 about Dior. Okay, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, suited up in a navy Dior assembled by Kim Jones to deliver an address to the United Nations General Assembly in New York on International Nelson Mandela Day. Stars and Dior. Why did I bring this up? I brought this up. Oh, how the company, okay, the company come out and let people know quickly whose suit Harry was wearing. As I was looking at Harry's suit when he was doing the speech, and I was like, damn, look at his chest. That thing fits him very well and all of that. And it crossed my mind to think about Lilibet's clothes. The issue, the company, even though the company was closing down, but what Daily Fell, one of the UK tabloid, quickly put out a brand in the UK, made that particular company sell out their stuff when it wasn't them. So when you know a star is wearing your clothes, it's to come out and say it publicly before somebody else take credit for it. And I think that was the main reason why I bookmarked this to share. Dior, that's Dior who came out and said who's wearing, Harry was wearing his suit. Okay, let's see why Prince Harry was such an appropriate keynote speaker on Mandela. What? Let's go and see this. Why Prince Harry was such an appropriate keynote speaker on Mandela Day. The British royal, where does that come from? Think, opinion analysis. NBCnews.com. Is that from the US? Yeah, that's their logo. Okay. I was talking to some of my subscribers in the comment section regarding NBC. There they are again. Well, on my review, Harry is one of the perfect person to have the spot because he's been walking the walk, talk the talk, and put his money where his mouth is. All right, because he's done a lot of work in the continent in Africa. There's Center Bali, his charity is based at. Okay, there's so many other things he's doing. I think he's the president of the parks, African parks, I believe it is. All right, so he's doing a lot of work over there. Okay, the British royal referenced Mandela's, quote, vision of a freer, more peaceful world, end quote, even though his country's colonialism denies South Africa that dream. It's not Harry's fault. Harry is trying to shape, okay, from what he sees. Look what they did to him. They kick him out of there. All right, so how is he inappropriate? Okay, he's breaking away from that to tell his people, whoever has the same old views, look, there's a different way. Look how I become or how I see the world is not the same as from the past. He's been saying it. So if you guys don't want to listen to him and try to change, it's not his fault. He's telling you his path, how he's able to see things differently.
It is an honor to join you all on Nelson Mandela International Day. Having spent time with many of Mandela's family members over the years, I speak to you today with humility, mindful of how much the man they loved means to so many. We've also come to know him through the photographs of a person who, even when confronting unimaginable cruelty and injustice, almost always had a smile on his face. For me, there's one photo in particular that stands out. On my wall and in my heart every day is an image of my mother and Mandela meeting in Cape Town in 1997. The photo was presented to me by the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu, whose friendship and inspiration were their own treasured gift. My wife and I had the honor of introducing our 4-month-old son to him back in 2019. But when I first looked at the photo, straight away what jumped out was the joy on my mother's face, the playfulness, cheekiness even, the pure delight to be in communion with another soul so committed to serving humanity. And then I looked at Mandela. Here was a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders, asked to heal his country from the wreckage of its past and transform it for the future. A man who had endured the very worst of humanity, vicious racism and state-sponsored brutality. A man who had lost 27 years with his children and family that he would never get back. 27 years. Yet in that photo and so many others, he is still beaming, still able to see the goodness in humanity, still buoyant with a beautiful spirit that lifted everyone around him. Not because he was blind to the ugliness, the injustices of the world, no, he saw them clearly. He had lived them, but because he knew we could overcome them. In our own time, a time of global uncertainty and division, when it's all too easy to look around and feel anger or despair, I've been inspired to go back to Mandela's writings for insight into how this could be. I've been inspired to go back to Mandela's writings for insight into how this could be. How he could experience so much darkness and always manage to find the light. How he could experience so much darkness and always manage to find the light. There I found a few lines that stopped me in my tracks. In a letter from prison, he wrote, "I feel my heart pumping hope steadily to every part of my body, warming my blood and pepping up my spirits. I am convinced that floods of personal disaster can never drown a determined revolutionary. To a freedom fighter, hope is what a lifebelt is to a swimmer, a guarantee that one will keep afloat and free from danger." It moved me even more when I saw the date, August 1st, 1970, 7 years into Mandela's imprisonment, not even 1/3 of the way through. In those circumstances, how many of us would have lost hope and let our lifebelts slip away? How many of us would have been broken by a system designed to do exactly that? And let's be honest, how many of us are in danger of losing those lifebelts right now? How many of us feel battered, helpless, in the face of the seemingly endless stream of disasters and devastation? I understand. This has been a painful year in a painful.
But it's not his fault that he can't force feed people to change. He could address it and eventually people will see it. Something will strike them somewhere, maybe lightning. Well, let me not say that because I came across an article, someone died from lightning strike. But I don't know, maybe some people need that to be awake, to see the truth. But he can't force feed people his vision. He could only talk about his perspective. Okay, whether you get it or not, and he's not gonna wait for you to accept him the way that he said. He said his apology. He tell you the way he see things now, his mistake. He apologized for it, and he's moving on. So how is he inappropriate? Nelson Mandela's family was more than happy to invite him to do this.
Nduleka Mandela, his granddaughter, explained to me why the family feel that connection to Harry.
These iconic families, you know, the royal family, my family, is what I would consider as a tribe, so to speak. And it's very difficult to find your own voice in a tribe like that. One thing I learned from both my grandparents, that you need to be true and honor your voice. And that's exactly what Prince Harry is doing. He's honoring his voice.
Alright, so they the only one who could say no to that, but everybody else seems to see that Harry is inappropriate. Who give you the right? But this station, there's another reason why, okay? NBC, let's see here, there's 25 comment here. And it has 169 like, okay? Impeccable, a poignant speech that went global. There's the clap. Those of us not fortunate enough to know Mandela well have come to understand the man through his legacy. Prince Harry delivered remarks during UN's celebration of Mandela's International Day. All right. Okay, I don't want to do another review because I have so much more to share with you. Okay, send your opinion to the Mandela family. Thank you, and Foundation, who selected Prince Harry as the keynote speaker. Apparently, I respect their choices more than you do, and the speech was great. Thank you. This one is a good one. Mama Forecast 4. The family love Prince Harry. They'll keep inviting him. 2015, Prince Harry, quote, I would like to thank Madam Mikhail Braka for inviting me to join you all this evening. It is a great pleasure for me to be here at the Nelson Mandela Center of Memory. All right, so they keep on inviting him. That was in 2015. Okay, Dior is on fire. I guess you were not expected these comments. I guess Dior, according to who? Okay, his country, his grandmother, not him. That's it. Okay, he has actually left that nonsense institution. Now what? Okay, decision makers didn't think so, and Prince Harry proved them right with his powerful speech. Okay, decision maker for Archwell. So yeah, they will nominate number 6. Whatever. He did his thing. He did it well. Okay. Yes, honey. Yes, absolutely beautiful. He looks sharp. Okay, Adio. While I appreciate you have to advertise, he doesn't look like he is in a healthy place in a like Dior could say something about it. Harry himself said he wish he could have made that move 4 years prior, couple years prior, but these people know Harry better than Harry. Okay, you probably shouldn't capitalize on that. Okay. That's that. He looked great. He was nervous as expected. The gaslighting must stop. I would have been nervous also. I mean, you see how the world is quoting or critiquing his speech. He knew it had to be special. He doesn't like the British press. We are fully aware of that. There's that. Okay, Dior is on fire. Slick is what we got. Okay, all stood up. The Duke stood and delivered an amazing speech. Definitely one for the history. Yep, perfect. An excellent fitted suit, suave, debonair, and elegant. Right, he looked foreign. Alright, so there's that. He looks fabulous. That Dior suit was perfection. Yeah, he did look great on it. Yeah, it fits him very well. I like the way it looked. I didn't even know it was Dior, but when I was looking at the speech and I was looking at it, how it fits his chest very well. Look at this right here. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. 2 years on, and without a penny from the British taxpayer, Prince Harry has created the life of purpose and meaning he has long dreamed about. A life he couldn't have achieved if he remained a working member of the firm. My latest, alright, so I sort of make reference of that. I think someone retweeted the Yahoo thing. This is Omid who's tweeting it here. Alright, let's bookmark it. Maybe someday, okay, I'll come back to it. Could you share this with Emily Andrews? Apparently, she is not sure what Prince Harry has done since he stepped back. Really? Okay, EA, after a caller, challenge her on the Jeremy Vine show. Interesting, but it's not a video. I would love to hear that. Okay, that's our good king, and before the Rangers come for me, I don't mean king like your king. I mean king like our kind. The good King Harry. She's like, before they come for me, I mean the good one. I like that. Mr. William really thought he did something by agreeing with his father to cut off Harry, hoping he'll quote. That's the thing. When they do something negative, they all align. None of them had the right mind to say, don't do that. This is wrong. This is the thing here. But anyway, let me finish with that. Mr. William really thought he did something by agreeing with his father to cut off Harry, hoping he'll call back within a month, begging for crumbs. He also hoped Harry will come back alone to some blondie and dump Meghan and Archie in the US. But God, Harry is thriving, making his own money. Wow. Okay, so she has received with that. The difficulty was that at the beginning, there was the hope that Harry will come home alone perhaps. Wow. That's from Emily Andrews. Let's see here. True, in some ways, the idea of a 12-month cooling off period so they could return if they wanted was a good one, but that was never going to happen. Harry and Meghan made that clear right from the start. Wow, I think that's the word start here. That was February 19, 2021. Difficult was that at the beginning, there was the hope Harry will come home alone. This is a good one. All right, fantastic article. Thanks, Omid. Great article. Okay, let's see this. We'll never know just how much Diana could have achieved if she was still alive today, but seeing Harry continue much of her legacy while also creating his own, it's clear the Duke has plenty of unfinished business. Okay, without a penny from the British taxpayer. That's the key thing here. And then they strip him off as he was leaving. No connection with the royal family. So everything him and Meghan did are theirs alone. Thank you for your line. That's Kobe. Okay, Prince Harry has certainly come a long way. His journey into the man he is today is truly remarkable, and I can't wait to read his book. I'm equally excited to listen to his podcast as well. Wishing nothing but the best for Prince Harry, Meghan, and their babies. Without taxpayers' money, there's the clap. He proved them all wrong. Alright, there's that. It's our favorite petty picture, perfect use. Omid, tell them. Alright, so there's more comment. Let's move on. Okay, I want to start editing the one that I did on the 19th. Okay, I have 3 more. I see people are vilifying Harry and Meghan who are committed to changing the world while being okay about an alleged sex abuser of a trafficking victim being in the UK royal family. There's that. I know the joke write themselves 100%. Preach it. Okay, especially Daily Mail and company, because there is one and most their family believe it or not. Okay, really, are you mad? Okay, you should be, since you're paying for them. Twitter is something. There's always somebody who come with to respond to your nonsense. A word salad speech. Okay, while doing nothing isn't changing the world at all. He's doing a lot. He's helping a lot of people. All right, check out Earth. Please, I'm not gonna mention this nonsense here. All right, it's on brand these days for them, isn't it? They have no authorities. Hey, they doing the best with what they got, with their voice. At least the people, all right? This is the thing here. They may not have authority to make the exact change, but they're listening to people who's telling them their problem, and then they're using their platform to pass on some of the messages those people they encounter, and let other people who were not aware of those problems that existed around the world to be aware of it. Okay, so when they're making certain decision and voting, so they could shape their decision based on some of those messages Harry's saying. Believe me, he has a lot of power. You may not think so, but he does. Next tweet is the connection of things. All right, what is it? The other day I had someone who commented on one of my videos where I said something about the Queen has authority over the, what is it? How did I put it? I don't remember exactly how I put it, but with the army. And then someone came on my comment section, wrote a whole bunch of history that I should do my research. You know, the Queen was a constitutional monarchy, this and that. And I was like, look it up. I think that was the only thing that I said, look it up. And then I went back to look at the comment. They took it down. At least I don't come across it. I couldn't find it. All right. They really didn't think it through when they told Meghan every day to go back to America. All right, there's this, and now they are following her here. That's the one who's going to do the thing in Boston. They're so angry she left, but she listened to them. That's right. That's right. Okay, they were hoping that they leave and that Harry should stay. That's too bad. They don't think, their tunnel vision, I've said it, their tunnel vision were so focused on just Meghan, but they forgot the ripple effect. You know, when you throw a stone in water, the ripple effect it does, right? This is the same thing. They were so focused on Meghan, they forgot the ripple effect of their action. All right, now it's coming to backfire them. All right, there's this. They were hoping that she'll leave and Harry will stay. That was when they realized they shot themselves in their feet. Wasn't that wonderful? So is writing a vindictive book vows was of proving the royal family is not racist, and then question Archie's skin color. Every day they prove Harry and Meghan's right. Yep, it was pure arrogance for the firm to think Prince Harry wouldn't go with his wife. And then Harry, every chance that he get, he proclaimed to the world, Meghan is his soulmate. He's not going anywhere.
Since I first visited Africa at 13 years old, I've always found hope on the continent. It's where I felt closest to my mother and sought solace after she died, and where I knew I had found a soulmate in my wife.
Only if they knew that the same water don't flow by twice, they never would have missed with Meghan. They thought they've done enough to destroy Harry and Meghan's marriage, not realizing that they just proven to Harry how evil they are. Whatever they expected from Harry, let's just say they didn't get it. Yeah, I mean, they mold Harry. There's so many things that I came across. I don't know if I bookmark it in terms of Harry then mention the royal family, but all the connection he had is because of the firm and all of that. And I'm like, I mean, the royal family owe Harry big time, because they were using him, sending him out to do engagement, fly him overseas and all of that. They need to pay him. They owe him money for the amount of money they're taking from the taxpayers. They need to pay Harry for that. And then the other thing that came to mind when I was thinking about that is that even if you're working for a firm, okay, as you are working, you are learning. You are learning through the job. And they expect Harry to not be learning at the job. And some of the things that it's just too bad many of them, okay, who's the left behind royals, don't do the same thing as Harry, because as Harry was, they sending Harry to do this engagement, but Harry was keeping his his index cards filled with names and phone numbers and connection, so when he needs them to call them or whatever, or to continue their connection, depend on how those engagement perceive him and how he perceived this connection, if those people are good people to deal with in the future. All right, so as you move forward, you go into different engagement, you're learning. But it's just too bad the others, they rather do unethical things, flying with bag full of cash, you know, to discreet people about this kind of thing. And Harry's doing it honorably, and then they expect Harry to mention their name when they told Harry not to use their name. I mean, my goodness, the seesaw in this, I don't understand. Okay, let's see. Only if they knew that the same. Okay, I just read that. One, they fought at the mouth if ever Harry and Meghan decided to drop the title style name and keep going global and reigning on the Time magazine most influential list. Two, their death if this divorce they projected hit egg and bone. If blinded by hate was a people, it'd be them. Probably thought they will only chase her back to America and then expect Harry to be like, quote, hey, gonna come with you, Meg, end quote. Glad they came, because now they are royal bahaha. Alright, also Harry was the one who told Meghan they were getting the hell out of the Dodge, and she agreed. Okay, nope, not at all. We gave them the greatest representation and they threw it back. Anyone with half a brain cell could have told them exactly how it was gonna happen. Okay, they never think. They never think. Alright, for real, they weren't expecting her to take their crown jewel, Harry, aka the most popular and most charismatic royal, with her. Alright, there's more comment. Let's move on. I'm starting to get tired of it. So which means I need to stop soon. Next tweet. Okay, so I mentioned this, I think, in video 1. There's V here. Sussex Said podcast. For non-Americans who don't know, Boston is the most racist, quote, big city, end quote, in America, LOL. Will and Kate need racism surrounding them at all times. Earthshot Price were racist. Alright, there's this article here Did I bookmark it? Let's bookmark it. Okay, black Bostonian fled to Atlanta to escape racism. They're not coming back. With Boston about to elect its first mayor of color, the black former Bostonian in Atlanta says that historic milestone has not changed their minds about the city. All right, let me see here. Who's the... there was one during Obama's term who was the governor. Who is Boston, was it, what did they say? Not governor, Boston mayor. There's an Asian, okay, Michelle Wu, since 2021. Okay, Wu is an American lawyer and politician serving as a mayor of Boston, Massachusetts, the daughter of Taiwanese immigrants. She was the first Asian American woman to serve on the Boston City Council. Wow, 1985, January 14, 1985. Good for her. She was born in Chicago, Illinois. Let me see, former Boston mayor. Let's see, who are, because I know there were, who are former mayors. Let's see here. There are 2 living former mayors, including Marty Walsh, who served from 2014-21. Raymond Flynn. No, I don't mean mayor. I was looking for governor. Former governor of Massachusetts. Okay, Patrick, that's the one I was thinking of. Okay, Patrick, Deval Patrick. All right, and then the rest have been Republicans. Deval Patrick, let's look it up. Mitt Romney, yeah. Jan Maria Swift before Deval Patrick. All right, let's see here. He's a black man. Yeah, there he is. Let's look for an image. There he is. Yep. So they have had some ups and downs. I mean, when people don't vote, you get certain type of people in office. So it's up and down. I'm not saying it's the most, I mean, it's everywhere in America, okay? Everywhere around the globe. Everywhere. All right, so let's go back to Twitter. All right, so there's that. Okay, 8 and 10 Bostonians find that racism is a major problem. All right, there's another one. What is it? I remember, what's this guy? Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. What's his name? Him. There were some issues he did back in the days where, what's his name? Marky Mark. Let me just, Marky Mark, ordeal. Let's, where am I? Okay, I have the cap on. Ordeal with racism. Let's see here. Oh my God. Yeah, racism and Boston. Let's see here. Let's see what comes up. Okay, Boston legacy of racist policy and media coverage, crime, Connor Farm, Richard Marks, Lauren Long. He had some issues with, not Mark Twain. What's his name? Okay. Not Mark. Okay, Mark Wahlberg. That's it. Mark Wahlberg. Or deal with racism. Okay. In Boston. Mark Wahlberg harassment victim says actor should not be a victim of one of Mark Wahlberg's racial motivated attack as a teenage delinquent in segregated Boston in the 1980s and says he shouldn't. So there's some, but I don't want to hold this against him. He was young, and I think he's apologized to it, and he's moving forward. But yeah, I just wanted to bring it up because I remember when he was young, some of the thing he did. I mean, I'm not trying to hold that against him. Yeah, so whatever we had shared and some of the statistics that they say, yeah, it could be. I'm not discrediting it. And I see that. Let's close that. I'm not gonna, you need to register to keep reading. Is this, I'll leave that in the description. You guys could read it yourself. Just because we brought it, these are some things I'm aware of. I even forgot his name. I had to bring Marky Mark to find his real name. All right, so they had some issues with him in the past. Even though I brought it up, to my understanding, he has moved forward. I'm not saying he's the same man. Back in the days, he was a teen. He did some stupid shit, so he's moved forward. Okay? So you could read that because I'm aware of it. And there's an article about it. Alright? So you want to read it? Read it. Alright? I'll leave the link in the description. Alright, let's see here. LeBron dislikes playing in Boston because he says Celtic fans are racist as F. Oh, okay. Torrey Hunter has a no trade clause to the Boston Red Sox due to racism. What? Okay, I don't know anything about that. Will and Kate will fit right in. Alright, that's why I started to laugh when they choose Boston, of all places, laughing my ass off. And I'm like, please don't make it any more obvious. They will probably bust black people. Okay. No low is too low. Oh my god. Then Daniel Kaluuya make a joke about Boston on SNL. Actually, I think so. Okay, I'm not aware of that. Well, Boston has a reputation of throwing things in the harbor. Never know there might be Boston Tea Party. Never know there might be a reconstruction of a Boston Tea Party. Earthshot prize. That's that. Okay, after careful consideration, they choose weaponization. It gets curiouser and curiouser. Okay, they better go with some brain though. She can't possibly mumble that. I live in Boston for about a year and couldn't get out fast enough. The camps should feel right at home. Wow. Wow. Right at home. Let's see here. Police investigating after a black man said he was attacked during, okay. Look at this. And I was thinking of going to Boston. Well, to Massachusetts in particular. There is one of those historic site, one of the Plymouth, something like that, for my kids. I don't know. I went there before. I went to the Kennedy Museum back then, okay, when I was in college. Okay, estimate 100 far-right patriot from supporters marched through downtown Boston on Saturday on the 4th of July weekend. The thing is that these are young people. My age or even younger, they're passing it on. This is the way they see their life should be. Meanwhile, there have been so many people, their great-grandparents, I'm pretty sure many of their forefathers fought for them to have that kind of a world. But anyway, if you don't teach your kids the right thing, they're gonna spit at your legacy. And many of them are doing it right now. All right, all those soldiers who die for our freedom. One of the ones that came to mind, that footballer after 9/11, who went to Afghanistan, who signed up to Afghanistan and died. I think it was an accident, or I don't know. But all these people who cannot speak, who risk their life for these people, but yet this is how they're using it. Okay, my husband told me the same thing, that Boston was very racist and that then he was stationed in Germany. Right, my money was on there or Mar-a-Lago. Okay, yes, I'm a few hours away. I know it well. That's why no visit to California. Okay, it was also the site of the Boston Tea Party. Guess they want to get kicked out a second time. Let's see. But anyway, next tweet. There's this here. Prince Harry keynote speech at the UN seen by millions. There is a reason why Mandela's own family chose him. I rearranged this the wrong way. Did I cover this already? Now Prince Harry at the United Nations, quote, "We are witnessing a global assault on democracy and freedom."
We're living through a pandemic that continues to ravage communities in every corner of the globe. Climate change wreaking havoc on our planet, with the most vulnerable suffering most of all. The few weaponizing lies and disinformation at the expense of the many. And from the horrific war in Ukraine to the rolling back of constitutional rights here in the United States, we are witnessing a global assault on democracy and freedom, the cause of Mandela's life.
And I think some of the right-wingers use that against him, like he's attacking America. There's Forbes, Mandela Day, Prince Harry at UN, quote, "How many of us feel battered, helpless in the face of a seemingly endless stream of disasters and devastation? I understand."
It moved me even more when I saw the date. August 1st, 1970. 7 years into Mandela's imprisonment, not even 1/3 of the way through. In those circumstances, how many of us would have lost hope and let our lifebelts slip away? How many of us would have been broken by a system designed to do exactly that? And let's be honest, how many of us are in danger of losing those lifebelts right now? How many of us feel battered, helpless, in the face of the seemingly endless stream of disasters and devastation? I understand. This has been a painful year in a painful decade.
And then the next day, his country was literally burning.
A lot of people sending videos onto social media from the A2 in Dartford. Oh, well, that is a picture you really don't want to see. That is somebody's, well, it's residential buildings by the looks of it, completely destroyed. That's something you really don't want to see today. It just shows how dangerous these conditions are today, not to be taken lightly.
All right, I was driving in a rural area that has patchy internet. I stopped by the side of the road to listen to it and felt so proud of him. All right, that reminds me when President Obama was either running for president during his first term or was in office during his first term. He was trying to put internet in rural area because it was him. They did not want it. They did not want it. You guys could look it up. Okay, of course, they harnessed his star power and he agreed. For the causes, they said it. They didn't hold it back. They said they want to shed light to some of the causes and they want him to bring those extra eyes to see, to shed light to some of the causes. I mean, they didn't shine away from it. I think the day before I read an article about that. Not article, some tweet about it. Okay, of course, they harnessed his star power and he agreed for the causes that are close to his heart and everything that he spoke about at the UN, and he have spoke about it before that. I've done video about some of them. Okay, I need to do more video about Center Bali because I need to create the thumbnails when I'm making reference to it, so I could use that Center Bali, and there was some other ones that he mentioned. I need to look into it so I could do a video about it. All right, the speech. Did I finish reading? Yes, I did. The speech that forces some people out of a holiday. Diana is smiling in heaven. All she hoped to achieve in life is being achieved by her son and his wife. There's the laugh. Okay, imagine if it was not Harry invited, he would even get $1 million in the UK or anywhere. None will be talking about it before or after the speech because he will give his usual boring speech that quickly forgettable. Like the one he gave in Jamaica where he just quoted his father's speech to other black countries. I didn't even listen to it. I only shared the nonsense that he did. Adding this to my thread, yes, I agree. I am sure not Harry will give a fine speech. She put it in quote. That means not Harry, literally not Harry, will give a fine speech when he finally king in 30 years. Yes, I agree. Prince Harry was the perfect choice. Okay, Carly Paradise. If you can see and think you know he was the right person. Oh, that was it. Let's see here. I am 44 minutes. I have some tweets before the UN I never get to discuss. Let me add it into that since I'm only 40 something minutes. Let's add.